Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. By now, your ballot should be in your hand for the election that ends November 7th. We'll give you a preview. We'll also tell you how biologists at the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery are using an electronic sorter to determine how many eggs are ready for cultivation. Our mild weather continues this weekend with a chance for rain on Sunday before much cooler weather arrives next week. A 35-year-old Quincy man is headed to prison after his guilty plea to a charge of receipt of child pornography. Joseph Thomas Schmitz made his plea bargain last spring in U.S. District Court in Spokane. He admitted downloading child sexual abuse material as far back as 2019. The case came to light after Schmitz's wife found the images on his iPad in May of 2021 and reported him to police. Last week, a federal judge sentenced Schmitz to 120 months in prison. He must also pay $13,000 to benefit victims of human trafficking and child pornography. The Grant Road Improvement Project in East Wenatchee will continue to force traffic detours through at least October 30th. Road closures are in place at the intersection with Eastmont Avenue. The south lanes of Grant Road, including access to Highline Drive, are closed. After October 30th, the closure will shift to the north lanes through the first week of November. At least one lane will remain open at all times, but drivers should expect delays. The $6 million project involves upgrades to road pavement, sidewalk ramps, and stormwater drainage. By now, your ballot should be in your hand for the election that ends November 7th. Starting Sunday, NCWLIFE News will begin airing interviews with candidates for mayor, city council, and school board. Plus, you can find extended interviews on our website at ncwlife.com. Here's a preview of the conversation with candidates for Wenatchee School Board District 2. NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins asked both contenders about their view on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives in the Wenatchee School District.
You know, oftentimes when we think about diversity, equity, and inclusion, we think about it only being a race component. But right now, if we talk about inclusion in our school district, we're talking about inclusion of our special education students, integrating into the integration of them into the mainstream classrooms. If we're talking about diversity, we're talking about just recognizing everybody, what everybody brings to the table, how they identify. Again, it's not just about race, right? And then the equity part is, again, giving every student what they need, regardless if there are highly capable students, special education students, our English language learners. There is just broad range, and I think, unfortunately, DEI has a negative connotation because it says, well, we're going to take from this student to give to another student, and it's not about that. You know, it's about creating children that are whole, creating environments that are safe, and where we can grow lifelong learners.
When it gets into the transgender stuff, I tend to have a little more of a problem with it. I don't have a problem with everybody being equal, whether you're Hispanic or Indian or Asian or Hungarian. The equity there or inclusion in those is great. I think that's fine. Until a few years ago, if you thought you were a girl, that was a mental disorder. That was definitely a mental disorder, and you needed to seek help. And now it's just become the norm and almost pushed on kids. And to me, to have anybody in control over my son or daughter's gender in school is totally wrong.
In what sense would the schools have control over a student's gender?
Oh, they ask whether or not you want to be called Jamie or Jimmy. Or you know, if a girl comes in or a boy comes in, I think it happens more that direction, and is feeling a little bit on the feminine side, then they say, oh, are you feeling like a girl today? Do you feel like you need to be a girl? Now, I've experienced it. I'm just going by hearsay more than anything else, but this is something that I believe that the parents are being totally left out of.
Nearly 400 acres of property in the Wenatchee foothills, including the Castle Rock Natural Area, is now protected by the Chelan Douglas Land Trust. Conservation leaders Frank Perriella and Betsy Beers, who bought the land 23 years ago, transferred the 398 acres that will increase the footprint of Castle Rock and the Wenatchee Foothills Trail System. The purchase was made possible because Perriella and Beers donated half of its fair market value to the land trust, and the gift matched a critical habitat grant from the state of Washington's Wildlife and Recreation Program. The land trust began managing 36 acres of the Castle Rock Natural Area after a capital campaign a decade ago through a partnership with the city of Wenatchee. The new property gains substantial elevation from 1,200 to 2,500 feet and joins Forest Service land at its western boundary. When we come back, the 73rd Washington State Weed Conference is taking place at the Wenatchee Convention Center November 1st through the 3rd. Crews removed a 500-ton generator from Rock Island Dam on Thursday for disassembly as part of Chelan County PUD's 10-year modernization plan. And organizations around north central Washington are getting ready to celebrate the Mexican holiday, the Day of the Dead. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi everybody, Dan Coos alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
Tallying up a mess of salmon eggs sounds like a real chore until you get technology involved. Biologists at the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery are using an electronic sorter to determine how many eggs are ready for cultivation. The machinery uses a laser to scan each egg for viability and then sort them into groupings. The viable eggs will be placed back in incubation trays for rearing, with 3,600 eggs in each tray. Hatchery managers say the counting will go on for about a week. The 73rd Washington State Weed Conference is taking place at the Wenatchee Convention Center November 1st through the 3rd. The event will include workshops, breakout sessions, and over 40 guest speakers. The conference will also be awarding a special attendee with the Weed Warrior Award for demonstrating excellent weed control. Scheduled for attendance are a couple of dogs from road detection teams to demonstrate their training in identifying noxious weeds. Registration fees apply, and the conference will be available virtually as well. Visit the Washington State Weed Conference's website for more information. Crews removed U5, a 500-ton generator from Rock Island Dam on Thursday for disassembly as part of Chelan County PUD's 10-year modernization plan. The generators came from France in the 1970s with an operational lifespan of 40 years. So the PUD began the modernization project to disassemble, inspect, and revamp each turbine engine over the next decade in hopes of preventing mechanical malfunction that could affect energy operations. This generator is the first to be removed. The next of the 8 engines isn't scheduled for removal until mid-2025. Organizations around north central Washington are getting ready to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. The traditional Mexican holiday is celebrated over several days in late October through early November and honors the life of deceased family members. The Kashmir Library was the first in the area to host an event for the Day of the Dead, as it's known in English, on Wednesday, as they hosted Mariachi Wenatchee for performances and welcomed the community for crafts, hot chocolate, and more. If you missed that, don't don't worry, because NCW Libraries, Wenatchee Valley College, and the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center and Parque Padrinos all have different events lined up beginning next week. From learning to writing poems dedicated to the deceased, to a showing of the movie Coco, to events filled with live performances and good food, you can find a list and description of area events on NCWLIFE.com to remember the loved ones you've lost. Coming up next, as the end of the year approaches, so does the end of the Kindness Counts North Central Washington campaign. Gene Sherritt will give us an update in tonight's feature story. Our unseasonably warm weather continues this weekend with showers Sunday and much cooler temperatures next week. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
We're turning up the heat with the hottest deals of the year. Right now, during the hot summer clearance sale, only at Click It RV. #1 in sales and service. The best RV brands. Over 1,000 to choose from. And the best deals of the year on remaining 2023 model year-end clearance with incredible 30% off. Brand new RVs discounted up to 30%. Save thousands. Plus, no payments until 2024. During the hot summer clearance sale. Now, only at Click It RV. 5 superstore locations. Hurry in today.
As Chelan's premier lifestyle store, Willow, find unique home decor, clothing, jewelry, and more. Come visit for a welcoming and memorable shopping experience.
Deepwater Electronics is your one-stop shop for the latest in TV and sound technology. Whether you build your home theater or let them do it for you, Deepwater Electronics is the clear choice.
The switch is on to T-Mobile. Get the best 5G experience and the customer service you depend on. Only at Chelan Wireless in downtown Chelan.
8 different political campaigns, 16 candidates, 3 cities deciding their future. NCWLIFE wants you to be informed when you cast your ballot in this November's election. That's why we're sitting down with candidates across the ballot for mayor, city council, and school board to talk through the issues and help you make the best choice. Look for those interviews right here on this channel starting October 22nd and on our website, ncwlife.com.
As the end of the year approaches, so does the end of the Kindness Counts North Central Washington campaign. About a year ago, a group of people got together with the goal of gathering 2,023 acts of kindness, both big and small, from around North Central Washington. The stories of kindness circulated online, and some stories even made appearances in local media outlets. In tonight's feature story, one of the group's leaders, Gene Sherritt, sat down with NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz yesterday to share about the impact of the campaign and how it will move forward.
Well, how do you quantify success with this organization? How do you know you're making an impact? How do you know that this is happening?
Yeah, Dan, great question. First of all, we get a huge amount of folks that are posting on our Facebook page. We get a lot of hits on our website. We have Hope Squads that have started at middle schools. We have a wonderful group at Wenatchee High School called the Random Acts of Kindness. We are at a lot of events. Our table is always full of people who come up and want to get involved with that. And our events are well attended.
And it's working.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. What we hear all the time from our committee members is that, you know, Gene, I find myself being kinder because I'm on the committee, and I find myself looking for more acts of kindness.
Well, wait a minute,
now.
Your committee isn't full of a bunch of jerks. These are good people to begin with.
These are wonderful, wonderful people, and you know, we meet every other Thursday at the Community Foundation office, thanks to Beth and the team there, and it has been hugely enjoyable.
They're meeting, by the way, today. It's Thursday as we air this, so they're meeting today in case you want to get involved, because you're running out of time. The group is, it's not really a formal group anyway, so to speak, but you're going to disband soon. I mean, you said this, we're going to do this for a year and that's it. But there's got to be some internal and external pressures to keep this going.
Well, there's been a lot of pressure actually to keep it going, and it has built over the months because more and more people get involved. You know, we have over 175 people on our mailing list already, not just in the area but outside of the area. And so that's been terrific. But we are not going to stop acts of kindness, of course, Dan. We're going to continue to support a lot of the folks involved. Only 7 Seconds, Happy Letters, Random Acts of Kindness Club at the high school, Hope Squad. So we're going to continue our efforts in a lot of ways, and so that'll be great. And we're going to obviously really focus on Make a Difference Day and a lot of the community projects. So the momentum will continue to go. Kindness will not stop.
Let's take a look now at your North Central Washington weather forecast. What a beautiful Friday. It's early fall and we set a record high today. We'll get to those details in a second, but boy, what a great day. Can you believe I'm saying that? October 20th, and what a great day to be at Lake Chelan today with temperatures in the 70s. Some high cirrus clouds out there today, but all in all, just spectacular weather all over North Central Washington. The good news, it's going to continue into our Saturday. I think we'll see a few more clouds and cooler temperatures for Saturday, but we're still going to be around 70 degrees here in the Wenatchee area. Probably low to mid 60s on Sunday as our weather begins to change a little bit. And then by Tuesday through Thursday, that's where we will really change. Wednesday, a good chance for rain. We're talking highs in the upper 40s to only low 50s as we get into the middle of next week. So I hope you had a chance to enjoy today. High temperature, we set a record 74 unofficially today. That breaks the old record of 70, which was set in 2013. Just gorgeous out there today. Check out our normal high, 58 degrees, and we were at 74 today. Our normal low also 39 now, and we were at 52, so we were off and roaring this morning as far as temperatures go. Our normal low for this time of year, I should say our record low rather, it was 28 degrees set in 1982. Sunrise 7:26 and sun sets at 6:04. All right, let's get you into your forecast, and we'll begin with Saturday. 70s, going to be a nice one tomorrow for Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. 69 in Wenatchee. We might touch 70 tomorrow afternoon. 68s for Eniat and Chelan, also up in Omak. And a beautiful day in Leavenworth tomorrow with an afternoon high temperature of 67. All right, let's show you as we see the changes begin to come in our surface loop tonight. Partly cloudy skies. There is a ridge. Once again, it's been over us for the past couple of days. Here's the edge of it, and that's what brought us those high clouds today. Low temperature tonight. Very nice into the low 50s for Saturday. 1, 2, 3 areas of low pressure sliding underneath that ridge, but we'll still see those unseasonably warm temperatures for at least another day. Saturday's highs into the upper 60s. Great day if you have some outdoor activities tomorrow. For Sunday then, we will see mostly cloudy skies, a 30% chance of rain. Boy, it's going to be very scattered around at least north central and south central Washington. Highs Sunday into the mid 60s, so still above normal as we end the weekend. And then by Monday, a large area of high pressure parks itself off the coast, but it's grabbing cooler northern air, and that will bring temperatures down into the low 60s on Monday with partly cloudy skies. And then the real changes begin to happen on Tuesday. Mostly cloudy and cooler. Large area of low pressure just off the coast of British Columbia. And we're going to talk high temperatures Tuesday only into the mid 50s, which will be below normal. Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies. Another even larger area of low pressure moves into the eastern Pacific. That'll bring us about a 20% chance of very scattered showers Wednesday. High temperatures down into those low 50s for high temperatures. And then for Thursday, mostly cloudy skies. Showers are possible on and off throughout the day. You can see a lot of clouds and a lot of shower activity, especially in western Washington. Some of that could spill over Thursday, but notice the high temperatures right around 50 degrees with mountain snow expected to Wednesday night and into Thursday. All right, overnight tonight, 51 degrees. We're going to see 69 tomorrow. Should be a great way to start the weekend. A few more clouds tomorrow, though. 65 with some showers Sunday. 63 and partly cloudy as we get you into your next work week. And then our temperatures will really fall. Tuesday, mostly cloudy and 55. A chance for scattered showers Wednesday and 53. And then showers, I think, more likely for Thursday and very chilly. Our high 51 with a low of 36 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Hondas are piggy banks on wheels. Stylish, athletic piggy banks that save you money at every glorious turn. Legendary fuel efficiency, famous for its resale value, and now with great deals including 2 years complimentary maintenance, it's your chance to get into America's best value brand. So start saving money and drive happy as a pig in. See your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
The Wenatchee Panthers took another step in their quest for a state volleyball trophy last night with a win over Lake Stevens. The Vikings came to town as the defending runner-ups at the state 4A tournament a year ago and ranked 13th this season. Panthers ranked 6th in the latest RPI poll, dismantled the visitors, winning in straight sets. Another volleyball action last night. Davis topped Moses Lake 3-1. Ephrata swept East Valley, while Chelan and Omak were straight set victors. For the smaller schools, winners in straight sets were Lake Roosevelt, Liberty Bell, Manson, Oroville, and Wilson Creek. And he had edged Soap Lake by a final of 3-2. Coming up on the volleyball schedule tomorrow, Quincy hosts Royal at 11 a.m. Cashmere faces Freeman in Chelan at noon, while the Goats take on Lakeside, 9 Mile Falls. The schools will switch opponents for 2 o'clock matchups. Tonasket travels to Warden at 2. Waterville Mansfield hosts Moses Lake Christian in the afternoon at 3:30. Wenatchee won a girls soccer friendly in Cashmere last night. The Panthers blanked the Bulldogs 4-0. Also on the Les Schwab Prep girls soccer scoreboard, Ephrata edged Ellensburg 4-3. Cascade outshot Chelan 4-2 in a shootout to win 2-1. Quincy blanked Omak 4-0. Bridgeport beat Manson 4-1. Brewster belted Lake Roosevelt 6-0. Patera stopped Liberty Bell 4-0, and it was Okanagan over Oroville by a final of 9-0. Coming up tomorrow, Moses Lake hosts Davis at 11 a.m. Okanagan takes on Highland in the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee at noon. Eastmont hosts Sunnyside at 1. Wenatchee welcomes Kentwood at 3. Pateras visits Manson at 6 o'clock. Well, top-ranked Eastmont travels to Yakima to take on Eisenhower tonight in Big 9 football. The Wildcats improved to 7-0 with a 21-3 win at Skyline last Friday, and Coach Michael Don says it was a good test to see if Eastmont is playoff ready.
Haven't had a chance to see where we stack up against West Side teams, before the playoffs start, and I thought that was really good for our kids to go out and prove to themselves that they belong at that level. You know, that's a good football team who's played in a lot of big football games this year. You know, they've been in close games and beaten top 10 type teams, and that was really good for us.
Eisenhower is 2-3 in the Big 9 and 2-5 overall. Don says he knows the Wildcats have a big date against number 2 Moses Lake next week and is trying to focus his team on the task tonight.
Big thing has been just talking about Ike. That's what we've tried to focus on as a staff, is focusing on Ike with the kids. And the big thing this week is you can't lie to them. You can't sugarcoat it. We can't sit there and try to tell them anything different than what we see on film, but we've told the kids that our goal is to focus on ourselves and be the best we can be this week and take care of business the way we think we're capable of, and that's what we're trying to do.
A big part of Eastmont's success this season is the defense. Coach Don says there are 2 seniors up front that are crucial to the Wildcats' success.
Connor Frazier, Skylar Bryant, they've had good careers for us. Skylar might be one of the most athletic kids we have overall. He runs well. He runs the same kind of 40 time as some of our skill kids, but he's so physical up front and does a good job at DN for us, just kind of containing the field, makes you guys stay inside.
Your coach tells us that he thinks you're one of the most athletic guys he's got on the team. What do you know that, or is that kind of music to your ears?
It's been said before, like coaches have said it, but yeah, I know it, yeah.
He knows it.
Connor's just a big presence. He's pretty athletic for how big he is, and this year he's done a better job of staying on the field as far as his being in shape and making plays. And when he's on the field, he makes a big difference. He makes a lot of big plays.
Defensively, what you guys have been able to do so far, especially coming off that 21-3 shutdown of Skyline, that's pretty big.
That is a big shut, yeah. It really does help that we make some big stops when we need it, definitely down in the goal line. Not letting people get in, it's just really a mentality of we're just not going to let you win. Holding people down there is really big for us, and we know it hurts their mentality and only raises ours.
Yeah. Talk about, okay, you guys are ranked number 1. Yeah. RPI's out. You guys are ranked number 1. Does that matter?
I mean, people are talking about it. Talking us up, yeah, but we're not going to let that affect us.
Okay. All right. How do you guys concentrate on Ike when, I mean, you guys should beat these guys, and not think about next week in Moses Lake?
You know, it's tough. It's tough not to go out there and, like, look at some Moses Lake plays, Moses Lake film, but I think we're pretty good. Like, we're really focused on Ike as of right now. We're not looking past Ike at all yet.
The big thing for Eastmont, and you guys know this, you guys have played here for, I mean, since your freshman year, right? You guys were both playing. Getting past that West Side team in the playoffs, getting past that first round and things like that. Is that, like, key for you guys to get there?
I think it definitely is. We're definitely all in a different mindset now. We're a little bit more locked in. Not more than we have been before, but, like, we're getting better every week, and that's what matters.
What about that for you? And not just getting past, but I know you want to win a state championship. Does beating Skyline, does that tell you guys internally, okay, we can do this?
Oh, yeah, of course. Definitely. They're a great West Side team. It was a good challenge for us. And, yeah, that win just – I feel like we're in playoff mode and we could take on any West Side team at this moment.
Eastmont kicks off at Eisenhower tonight at 7 o'clock. The game we're featuring here on the NCWLIFE channel has Wenatchee taking on Sunnyside. Wenatchee's coming off a 28-14 win at Davis last Friday, and senior center and nose guard Calvin Bishop says it gave the Panthers a lot of confidence.
I mean, it really helps. I mean, there have been a lot of games this year where we just haven't played our best, and we've never really been known to be a second half team. So pulling it together in the second half is a huge deal for us.
And you still have something to play for, right? I mean, you still got the chance for that crossover game to mean something.
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, having that chance, especially in my senior year, is a really cool thing.
So
the Grizzlies are coming off a lopsided loss to Moses Lake last Friday, and Wenatchee coach Scott Devereaux says they will look a lot different than the Davis team the Panthers beat last Friday.
They mix it up and they bring it a lot. You know, they're going to bring 5 or 6 guys every play. And depending on who they play, you know, when they played Eastmont, they basically had 8 in the box, and with us, we're expecting 6 and a lot of movement. You know, we got to get the ball out quick, and we need to run the ball successfully. You know, 4-yard gain is a win when you play a team like this. And getting outside, they've given up some yards on the outside run versus what we've seen on film. So, you know, and offensively, they got some really good receivers, And one guy's, you know, going to Air Force Academy on a scholarship, and he's probably the best in the league right now. And we've got to keep those guys in front of us and play with our coverage a little bit and do some things late, just before the snap, to hopefully bait the quarterback.
Bishop says the variety of defensive fronts Sunnyside will show has made for a long week of practice this week.
We've changed up a lot in our schemes this week. We've tried really hard to get all the newbies to understand what we're doing, and a lot of reps, a lot of hard work, a lot of mental reps especially.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's also important for your scout team to come out and kind of give you a good look, because, I mean, you could get pretty wide-eyed if you're a sophomore out there playing offensive line and suddenly guys are jumping all over the place.
Yeah, Sunnyside has been known to do that, and it's hard for our scout team to keep up with all that, but they've been doing a really good job this week at keeping us up to date.
Sunnyside quarterback Ethan Avalos has thrown for nearly 1,600 yards and 17 touchdowns. Devereaux says he'll challenge the Wenatchee defense.
The quarterback doesn't hold the ball very long at all. It's out pretty quick, and a lot of RPOs and a lot of screens. Get the ball to their fast guys and let them just do their thing. And so pressure will be tough. We'll pick and choose when we can. Sure. And but top of our coverage, or top of our defense, needs to be very sound.
Wenatchee and Sunnyside teed up at Lee-Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl at 7 o'clock tonight for homecoming. We'll have our pregame show with Grant Brandon and yours truly at 6:30 right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Also in the big night tonight, second-ranked Moses Lake hosts West Valley, and Davis is at Ridgeline. Those kick off at 7. Prosser scored the go-ahead touchdown with just over 3 minutes to play and held on for a 28-21 come-from-behind win over Ephrata last night. The win kept the Mustangs' postseason hopes alive. Coming up tonight, Kelso visits Othello. 7 o'clock games have East Valley at Ellensburg, while Grandview is hosting Sela. Cashmere will go for its 9th straight win in the battle for the bronze shoe in Chelan tonight in Caribou Trail League play. Quincy's hosting Medical Lake, while Cascade visits Omak. A busy B schedule as Okanagan at Manson, Lake Roosevelt plays at Lynn Ritzville Sprague, Brewster hosts Tenasket, Entiat visits Bridgeport, Pateras plays at Soap Lake. Coming up tomorrow, battle for the league title with Waterville Mansfield hosting Moses Lake Christian. That kicks off at 6 o'clock. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Have a great Friday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us and have a great weekend.